Yeah, NBA Straya, how are you going? Yeah, going. I hope you're right. You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, it's Friday. TGIF, am I right? March 7 all day. Long weekend if you're here in Melbourne or Victoria, or I guess elsewhere around the country as well. Hope you're staying safe wherever you are. I'm your host, James Clements, here in Larry Armour Studios. Really quick one again today. I've got to get out of here and go get the squids and fang off down the beach for the weekend, which would be kind of fun, I assume. So we're going to do three-quarter awards. The Lakers Knicks game is still going on, so we're not going to wrap that up. But we've got everything else in the NBA Straya game wraps. We've got That's Not an iPhone, Mate. No, Mate. Spud of the Night. Bit of Lonzo Ball. Dickhead of the Week. A late contender out of absolutely nowhere. We've got some the Unpopular Opinion of the Day, which is the three-quarter awards. And OUTBACK Takehouse, where we're serving up a flame-grilled take. There's a quick LUC Longley Role Player of the Week and a pick and preview for all the games over the weekend. So, chockers, he says. Australian Player Watch as well. Let's get into it, shall we? Episode 1220 of NBA Straya. 1,220. Unreal. Let's go!
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
Hi, this is Ryan Brockhoff.
This is Mitch Creek. This is Nick Kay.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
You better. Or, I don't know, the Charles Barkley attack. If you're Kendrick Perkins, or the Kendrick Perkins attack if you're Charles Barkley. That beef is flying, so cool. Barkley rightly sort of roasted everybody for just concentrating on like the Lakers and Warriors. As I've been I was yelling about this 2 days ago. And Perk took offense, and it's like, yeah. You know, man, you better walking around. It's like, Chuck will fuck you up, Perk. I do not care. Anyway, let's start today's show the way we start every show here at NBA Show with the Daily. Oh, is that a whip around? Yes. Ja Morant's playing through a shoulder injury. Hopefully he managed to, keep it under control, because that Grizzlies team is teetering on the edge. Just saying. It's getting a little bit wobbly there for them, obviously, with the way the West is shaking out. The Grizz are currently fourth, but they're only a half game up on the Rockets, who won today. And then, still only 3.5 games ahead of 6, which is the Golden State Warriors, who also won today. So, the Grizzlies, we obviously know that they know how to play without Ja, but geez, without Triple J as well, it gets very squirrely very quickly, so keep an eye on that. Outside of that, other injury news. Hey, the Mavs have got no players. What do you mean, Jim? Well, they might not have 8 available players for tomorrow, so Omax Prosper's now out with a sprained wrist as of yesterday. So, they only had 8 yesterday. Now they might have 7. So unless Caleb Martin or Dante Sexton-Exum is actually ready to go, they could be in a bit of trouble, I'll tell you that much. It means that you basically, list somebody as playing, and then even if they're injured, you just don't play them. But jeez. They're also meant to provide an update on their big men. So the Anthony Davis, Dan Gafford, Derek Lively stuff. They're like, we're going to do that on March 6th. Nothing came out. Hey, Mavs, you're doing a great job. You're just absolute wins across the board. Like, way to take a 10-year contention period and turn it into literally 3 quarters. Just incredible. The Sixers-Celtics, speaking of injuries today, I think there was a stat flying around. There was $265 million worth of dudes not playing in that game. So no Jaylen Brown, no Extreme Zingamil.
Extreme Zingamil.
No Drew Holiday, no Al Horford, no Joel Embiid, obviously no Paul George, no Maxey, no McCain, no Gordon, no Lowry. Yeah, it's a lot of money. So Maxey out as well. Just incredible gear. It was just, you could hear the sadness in the voices of the announcers. They're like, oh, jeez. But some good news. Taron Armstrong, he got his visa sorted. That's right. So our man Taron Armstrong, late of the Kings, type ends, signed the 2-way with the Warriors. He should be available to play his, G League debut with the Santa Cruz Warriors tomorrow after getting his work visa. They also play again at home against Mexico City, the El Capitans, and Juan Toscano Anderson. There's only one Toscano Anderson. That's cool. I just want to see what Taron Armstrong can do. Right, let's do some game wraps from today. Game wraps. Disaster for Orlando at home against the Bulls. I did mention on yesterday's show, if Josh Giddey played, I was on the Bulls, and it was like announced about an hour beforehand that he was good. So we jumped on the Bulls. That's good. But this is a disaster of a loss to the Magic. I think I tweeted out, right? They're now in real trouble. They're in the 9 seed. So Atlanta get a big win today on a back-to-back, which we'll talk about in a second. But they're in the 9 spot. You need that 7-8 double chance if you're the Magic men. Jalen Suggs is done for the year. It is brutal. I love this Magic team, but there's no shooting. And without Suggs, they've got no dog in them. The end of that game was just, they had the offensive rebound and your man Wendell doesn't get up in time to put it back in. But Wagner passes over to Paolo. Paolo goes for the game-winning 3. Clank, no good. But just their defense, they just look completely disorganized on offense most of the time. And to let Chicago back into that game and win it, like after they controlled it, was just abysmal. Anyway, not great for the Magic men's. They're 29-35 now. The Bulls moved to 25-38. Just saying, they're hunting that 9 seed. Golden State, Brooklyn was a bit of a weird one. 121-119. It was, 22-5? They got off to an absolute flyer. 25-5, whatever it was. Brooklyn were up by 20 after the first quarter. And then it was 5 at the half, which is just classic. Warriors win at 121-119. You get 40 from Steph, including just absurd shot making, as you'd expect. In the Barclays Center, 25 and 6 as well from Butts. 26 of Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas, the two Cams. 23 for the Nets as well. The Nets, 21-41, who cares? Warriors, 35-28, feeling pretty good about themselves. I'll tell you that much, especially considering that with that, they just sort of solidify themselves in the 6th spot, ahead of the Wolves, a half game up on the Wolves in the West. Just want to stay in that 6, just stay in the playoffs. That's all that matters. Philly, Boston, as mentioned, it was a absolute fizzler, 123-105. Who cares? 27 for Kelly Oubre, because he's like the only dude who could actually play. Q Grimes is horrible. And for the Celtics, this was the Baylor Shireman show. It really was. 35 for Tatum as well. He came back, but whatever. Celtics just curb stomped them from the get-go and never let up. They're 45-18 now. The Celtics are feeling pretty good. The problem is just all these sort of the raft of injuries. It's a bit of a worry, but as long as they get healthy by the end of this month, they're laughing. 21-41 now for the Sixers, the year from hell. You hate to see it. But do you? Indy Atlanta! This is a fun game. 124, the Hawks win it 124-118 over the Pacers because the Pacers didn't have Tyrese Halliburton or Benny Mathurin. Led for a bunch of it, and then the fourth quarter, the Hawks just gave him the old 1-2 Costa Zoo. Siakam had 35-9, just noted Hawks killer as well, BT Dubs. 21 for Naismith, but it just was not enough without Halliburton and Benny M. Because they gave up, 22 and 16 assists for Trae Young. Onyeka Okongwu dominated in the middle here, 20 and 13. They got 24 off the bench for George Niang, the minivan. Not the G-Spot, not the G-Wagon, the minivan. And Mo Gay, was solid. Zachary Rizache, solid. But our man, the Great Barrier Thief, was fantastic, especially in that fourth quarter, just causing all sorts of havoc. It's a big win for the Hawks, as I mentioned, because they're right there. They're now up in the 8th seed with the Magic losing. So good stuff. 29-34. Pacers 35-26. They're still feeling good. They just need their dudes healthy. Then we had Houston, New Orleans. New Orleans just sort of hung with them for a bit and then got absolutely run over in the third quarter. 33-15 it was, and the Rockets run away with it. 22 and 8 for Şengün. You had 21 and 11 for Amen Thompson. You had Tari Eason with 5 steals and 20 points. You had 16 off the bench for Jabari Smith. Interesting move, that, right? So they switched Jabari Smith to the bench. Tari Eason gets the start, and it worked. 26 for Trey Murphy, who's going to pop up later, but 20 and 10 for Zion, but just not enough for this Pelicans team. 109-97. Pels now 17-46. That is over. 38-25 for the Rockets. And then obviously, as mentioned, that Lakers Knicks game is happening right now. It's in the second quarter, and the Knicks have just gone bang in the second quarter, but it's really entertaining. The defense of the Knicks up against the Lakers offense of LeBron and Luka Doncic, it's very fun. Mikal Bridges can't hit a shot. Karl Anthony Towns can't hit a shot, but they're still winning because Jalen Brunson's a fucking animal. He's got 16 and 4. Luka's got 15. LeBron's 5 and 9 for 12. No one else has done shit for the Lakers. So we'll see what happens there. But that's been a really entertaining game. It's always a great matchup. Knicks-Lakers, obviously. It's New York. It's LA. One of the great uniform matchups too. But anyway, that'll be a fun one. Hopefully you're enjoying that. Right, what about today's NBA Straya approved performance of the night?
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Kobe White, that's right. How good was he against the Magic today? Absolutely carved them up. You know that he wouldn't be able to do that if Jalen Suggs was out there. But a career high. He was so bloody good today that it was a little bit ridiculous at times. You're like, hang on, what are you doing? And he rips off 44 points, goes 7 of 15 from downtown, 16 and 28 overall. He was an absolute weapon. And I enjoyed it, especially when Palo goes 5 of 15. Brutal. Awesome stuff there. God, Cole Anthony. What is he doing? Like, absolutely getting carved up on the other side. He had 20 and 4 himself, but yeah, Kobe White just took it to him. Josh Giddey nearly finishes with a triple-double as well. BT Dubs, nearly his 14th. We'll talk about that quickly in the Australian Player Watch. But you got 40 from Steph as well, but that came against the Nets. That doesn't count. Tatum 35, Siakam 35. But Kobe was absolutely unbloody real. Who was Spud of the night, Jim?
Spud. It is Spud of the night.
We had plenty of Spuds today. 4 of 14 for Derek White, 5 of 15 for CJ McCollum and Paolo Banchero and Zion as well. You got 1 of 7 for Tristan Da Silva. My favorite was probably Jalen Smith, though. 1 of 6. He had 9 rebounds, but fouled out and got kicked out while he was fouling out. But because he got fouled out, they couldn't assess him with the second technical. Yeah, it was just hilarious. What an absolute... 2 of 11 for Q Grimes as well. And nobody went and shot the magic number yet. So that's a bit of a shame. But there's some pretty big spuds right there. I tell ya. The 2 of 11 for Q Grimes after his awesome run. It's Mavs fans, you put that one in your pocket. You feel good. Oh, mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Who's got no mates today? Klay Thompson, quite literally. His dad, Michael, was out there going, he's stuck in purgatory. He goes there to play with Luka and Kyrie. Now they're gone. And he's now playing with Spencer Dinwiddie. You're like, Jesus. Quite literally, Clay's got no mates now. He's like, what am I doing here? This sucks. I came here to contend and we're the 10 seed. This fucking blows. So pour one out for Klay Thompson. He is currently old mate, no mates. Pantsing of the night. The Bulls running over the top of the Magic, as I said, this is a disaster for the match. They're so gross. It's so frustrating to watch them. And I know, Magic fans out there are like, no shit, Jim. But they've now lost 5 on the trot. 2 of which were to the Raptors. Yeah, you lose to the Cavs, you lose to the Warriors, sure. But the Bulls at home, the Raptors back-to-back at home. That's an absolute pantsing. I'd say I'm so angry. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed, but I'm also angry. Just like my old man. Better than Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Baylor Scheiman also has better facial hair than Lonzo and Bronny put together as well. He was surprisingly excellent today, right? 30 minutes for the Celtics in a game that no one was playing. 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Goes 3 of 7 from downtown, 5 of 10 overall. He was very solid. And Peyton Pritchard, of course, as per usual, 19 and 6. But Baylor Scheiman, absolute the gumption. For a dude named Baylor Scheiman, he has a bit of, he's got more personality than Jason Tatum has shown in, years. And it's hilarious. Jason Tatum is a void of personality. Baylor Scheiman is just like a fucking flaming arrow of personality. It's awesome. All right, what about everyone's favorite? It is Friday. We better do it. It's our favorite Magic. Whoa, geez, dropping stuff over here. Tweet of the week. Congratulations to Global Infrastructure Partners Chairman and CEO Adebayo Anglisi for his landmark partnership with BlackRock, who bought GIP for $12.5 billion. With the purchase of the Panama Canal ports, I'm looking forward to seeing what else BlackRock and Ogunlesi can do within infrastructure space. Thanks, Magic. I learned something here today. Cool. Anyway, finally.
Dickhead of the week.
Panama Canal ports. Awesome. Draymond Green went on his podcast and was saying Karl Anthony Towns missed Tuesday's game against the Warriors because he was afraid of Jimmy Butler. Draymond's like, yeah, I've heard that he was afraid of Jimmy. Yeah, he didn't want any bar of him. Everyone then pointed out, hey, Draymond, you fucking idiot. It was his like girlfriend's best friend's funeral, you fuckhead. Or like, family member or something, right? And Karl Anthony Towns kicked the fuck out of Jimmy Butler like the other day, like earlier this season. They played the fucking Heat when Jimmy was on the team and playing, and Cat put 44 on his head. Draymond, you fucking moron. What are you, absolute, I think we were tweeting about this earlier with the Sydney Sea Kings, one of the great Twitter accounts, and people, right? But Draymond Green, this being obviously the Draymond Green Memorial Award Dickhead of the Week, Dickhead of the Month, Dickhead of the Year, Dickhead of the Decade was brought up. And it's like, wait a minute, he's got this one already sewn up, this decade, the 20s. Fuck, he had the 10s as well. Back-to-back Dickhead of the Decades. That's like a fucking Andrew Gaze, MJ level GOAT run. No one will replicate that. That's 20 years of solid dickheading. Like, well, across 2 decades, but your level of dickheading to make you the Dickhead of the Decade is remarkable. So hats off to actually Draymond Green. But that's just fucked in the head. Oh, yeah, I heard he was actually afraid of Jimmy. Yeah. Meanwhile, the dude's at a fucking friend's funeral. What a piece of shit. Fuck you, Draymond Green. All right, let's do some yeah-nahs after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're listening to
Straya.
NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do it. Some yeah-nahs here. Didn't mention this at the top, but there was the little bit of news today as well about Kevin Durant and the Wolves and how it's expected to kick the tires on, this in the offseason. They tried to get something done very late in the piece during the trade deadline, and Phoenix rightly looked over and went, but you've got fucking nothing, Wolves. What are you talking about? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, they really don't. So what are we doing here? So the report is like they're expected to pick things up in the offseason. It's like, what are you going to trade them? Like Julius Randle and Rob Dillingham? Like they've literally got 0 picks to send outside of swaps, I think, as well. And Phoenix would be like, yeah, we've also got, what are we doing here? Like, what are we swapping? So, but I guess you can dig through like the, once the offseason kicks in, they'll have one more draft pick, obviously, in the future, like 2032 or whatever. But considering what they've already sent out, 2031, I believe, as part, like to the Spurs as part of that Dillingham deal. So who knows what can happen there. But the thing is KD the missing piece on the Minnesota Timberwolves? Yeah, nah, at this age, next to Gobert, next to Ant-Man, next to Jaden McDaniels, if you get rid of Julius Randle in some way, shape or form, I actually fucking kind of like it. Right? KD gives them that extra fucking release valve, big wing scorer, floor spacer for Ant-Man as well. But the problem is, what are you going to have to give up to go get him? So it gets a bit tough pretty quickly. But, if he lands on the Wolves, it's a bit of a home run. Worried about Boston's weird floatiness in and out of games, Jim? Yeah, nah. Nah, they were playing a G League team today, but they did sort of like get a little bit fucking sideways and it got down to 9 points at one point. Not really, not when they're not helped, like when they don't have all their dudes, right? Like, you're going to lose focus when you're playing such a weird, different variety of lineups. So, yeah, I'm not too worried. And then finally, 2 more actually. Steve Kerr came out and said that Steph Curry is the most skilled of all time. Skilled player of all time. He said it's different. The way he impacts the game is different. When you have these conversations about who's the greatest ever, you automatically go to these genetic marvels, you know, LeBron and Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain and whoever else. Steph doesn't fit that normal mold. I love that. Shaq is bringing that up because from a skill standpoint, it's not even close. Curry's the greatest ever from a skill standpoint. Yeah, nah. He's the greatest shooter. He's very talented. I'd still argue, though, that greatest from a skills point of view, like, give me MJ. Give me Kobe. Give me Kevin Durant. Like, the all-round can do absolutely everything when needed to. Like, you can't tell me that Kevin Durant, if he was like 6'3", wouldn't still be fucking awesome at basketball, right? Same with MJ. So, I don't know. What do you reckon? Let me know. Is he the most, like, even someone like Larry Bird, like just the sheer amount of skills that Larry, Magic, Wilt, obviously. Oh, they're genetic freaks. Wilt was a genetic freak, but sure. The way Larry and Magic did shit was pretty crazy. Isaiah Thomas, even Chuck Barkley. Lots of skills there. Anyway, Matty S., here we go. Let's get into the three-quarter awards. He says, hey, Jimmy, yeah, nah. It would be better for SJ not to win MVP, given that no MVP has won the NBA title since Steph in 2015. It's a curse, I tell ya. Yeah, nah. Yeah, it is a curse. Like, if you win the MVP, you don't win the title. Even Nikola Jokic, the last, he's won 3 of the last 4. The year that he didn't win, they won the title. It was just like, all right, fucking cool. But yeah, it's weird. It is strange, though. It leads us very nicely into the unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
The three-quarter awards. Who do you like for MVP? For me, it's SGA at the moment. Best player on the team that has quite literally one of the greatest point differential of all time. And there's like all the amazing stats. He'd be 4th in scoring anyway if he didn't play in 4th quarters this year. It's incredible. What he's doing, the way he's doing, the efficiency with which he's doing, and he plays both ends. Like, it's one of the overlooked thing of SGA is like, yeah, they've got an awesome defense because he's no fucking slouch either. It's crazy. Yeah. He's my number one for the minute. And I think because they are so good and because he's been absolutely fucking unreal, the narrative of like, oh, yeah, but like, what about Jokic? He does it. Yeah, SJ's averaging 32.8 points a game and he's on the 1 seed in the West by like 1 million T games. They're 11 games up on the 2 seed. They're 51-11. It's the second best record in the NBA. Whereas the Cavs, it's such a, obviously, Donnie Mitchell, Garland, and Mobley sort of hierarchy. Whereas, like, SJ's the fucking dude for OKC. Everyone else sort of fits in around him, and they're very, very good. Whereas Jokic, look, he could make a run. They're 40-22, though. They're 11 games back. They're in the 3 seed right now. If he has, like, a quiet week, I think this is SJ's to win. I've got Giannis 3rd as well. He, as I mentioned on yesterday's show, he feels wildly underrated. Like, he's a top 3 player. They're fucking awesome. What have they won? Like 9 of their last 10 or something like that? They won, 8 of the last 10. There you go. 8 and 2 in the last 10 apparently. And Giannis has been fantastic. So it feels like any other season, like if the Bucks hadn't gone off to such a shit start, like they're still the 4 seed right now, right? Because of the Pacers loss today. The Bucks are still the 4 spot, 36-25. They've been fantastic basically in 2025. They are really, really, really solid. He's been awesome. I've got Tatum at 4 as well. He's been incredible, even though he doesn't have a fucking shred of personality. He is a very good basketball player, and the Celtics are very good. And number 5, can we give LeBron a spot here? Or do you want to give it to Donnie Mitchell? It's hard, right? Like, LeBron has been absolutely fucking absurd, aged 40. And Donnie Mitchell has been fantastic as well. So it gets really janky very quickly. Like, I mean, I feel like Donnie Mitchell's got a little bit more help, but LeBron is also like, you know, everything's been built around him and now he has Luka and he can actually really fucking go. Like, LeBron's averaging 25, 8, and 8. It's just silly. It's just silly. Donnie Mitchell, he's at 24.5, 4 and 5. So go LeBron at 5 at the moment. Donnie Mitchell, probably right there with him. Rookie of the year. This one for me is Stephon Castle. I have loved him from the get-go, and he's just done nothing to like dissuade me at all. Number 2, it's probably Jalen Wells from the Grizz. He's been really, really good. Zach Edey as well after that for me. He's been super solid. And then you could probably throw Donovan Clingan in there as well for the Blazers. Maybe Khalil Ware. He's been very, very, very good at times for the Heat. Isaiah Collier for the Utah Jazz. It's a soft J. Zachary Rissacher and Alexander Sarr right there too. But I'm probably going to go Castle, Wells, Edey for the minute. Maybe Ware. Maybe Ware ahead of it. Edey's been very, very solid for a long time and just gets zero fucking pub. Defensive Player of the Year. This one's an easy one to fucking Dyson Daniels. No one has had this amount of steals in a season since Victor Oladipo back in 2017-18. And Dyson still has like another 19, 20 games to play. Yeah, I think he's going to set some records. Triple J, Mobley. Mobley probably jumps into 2 now with Triple J out for an extended period of time, but give me Dyson for Defensive Player of the Year. Most Improved Player, probably also Dyson. People are going to be like, it's Cade Cunningham. It's like, no, he was the number 1 fucking pick. And his improvement has just been like, oh, it's really hard to go from star to superstar. Not when you're the number 1 pick and everyone expects you to do so, right? Bloody hell. And like his jump in efficiency is like negligible. His scoring has gone up. His usage rate has gone up a little bit as well, right? So, yeah, the jump should go up. The same thing happens with Dyson. His usage rate and minutes go up, but he's been wildly more effective on a per-minute basis. So, give me Dyson. How about Peyton Pritchard, number 2? How about Trey Murphy? Absolutely forgotten, man. He has been fucking unreal when he's played for the Pelicans this year. I've enjoyed that a lot. And J-Dub, Jalen Williams on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Absolutely just hovering around, just being like, yeah, I'm the number 2 dude on like on the best team in the West by like a huge margin. Drops to 41 the other day. If he can rip off another couple of big ones, he might jump up these rankings, just saying. 6th man of the year, Peyton Pritchard, Ty Jerome, Malik Beasley. Easily my 3 right now. Oh, and to go back to most improved, Norm Powell. It's like, yeah, he's like just getting way more run. He's always done this. Like his game is just a little bit better than it has been. I don't think that's most improved. Dyson Daniels has gone from a throw-in for a fucking trade to Defensive Player of the Year candidate. That's huge. Come on. Peyton Pritchard, absolutely lock for 6th man. Ty Jerome has been really, really good, and so has Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley is one of the most fascinating fucking cases out there, right? Can't do shit for the Bucks and for the Lakers over the years. Goes to Detroit, all pressure's off, excels again. He did this in the past as well. It's unreal. What a world. Great job, Malik Beasley. And Coach of the Year, that's your Kenny Atkinson Award. The Cavs turn into a fucking juggernaut when they do this switch to Kenny Atkinson. Mark Daigneault as well right there. Ime Udoka is probably still my 3rd one for getting this Rockets team, but they're just getting a little bit wobbly here and there. If they have a nice run to the back end of across this back month of the season, though, in the back quarter, Ime is in my top 3. All right, quick Outback Takehouse. It's Friday at Outback, and you know what that means? Oh, yeah, 4-for-1 TGIF, icy cold Foster's Lager oil drum cans the size of your fucking head. That's right. They go great with a flame grilled take. And today's flame grilled take is, if we're looking at actual most MVP candidates out there, it probably should be Cade Cunningham. If you take Cade away from this Detroit Pistons team, who are a 6 seed right now, they are like a 9-win team. Only at Outback. See, most improved player is some bullshit. Cade Cunningham's a legit MVP candidate. Just think about that for 2 seconds. You're like, wait, fuck yeah. They would be horrible without him. Like, they lose Jaden Ivey. He's crushed it. It's got nothing to do with improvement. He's just been that fucking good. MVP. All right, Australian Player Watch after this.
This is Matthew Delvedova, and you're listening to NBA Straya.
All right, let's do it. Aussie Player Watch for today. We had Josh Giddey up against Orlando. Nearly had his 14th triple-double of his career as well. 19 points, 6 of 14 shooting. Went 0 of 3 from deep. 7 of 8 at the free throw line, which is very encouraging, though. 13 rebounds, 9 assists, and a steal to go with 2 turnovers. A great game from Gids and a big win over the Magic Man. Dyson Daniels, as mentioned, was really good in that fourth quarter against the Pacers. Really good in the second half altogether. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, shot 8 of 12, which was awesome. 1-1 from downtown, a steal and 3 turnovers. Big game for him. Your NBA Defensive Player of the Year. In that same game, Johnny Furphy, old Tins, didn't get out there. Copter did not play coach's decision, as did Jock Landale in the win over the New Orleans Pelicans, 109-97. And that is it. That's the Australian Player Watch for today. That was everybody else is like just hanging out. Quick LUC Longley Award for outstanding achievement in the field of being a role player. I'll tell you, can I give this to Dorian Finney-Smith? I just love watching him play. Like, Jaden McDaniels the other day was really, really good for the Wolves. But Dorian Finney-Smith is like the sort of dude who makes a team like the Lakers just sort of shine and sing. So 15 minutes already in the game against the Knicks, but he sort of just fills the gaps, does all sorts of things, and causes all sorts of havoc, and I love it. Good one. All right, what about a Patty Mills Game Day Baller Game Day Twitter check-in? Oh, yeah. Patty with the good hair. He posted a photo, did Patty, of him hanging out with a bunch of Aussies. Baller Pat, what a legend. From Cal Hearn. That's awesome. Hanging out with the Aussies. They've got the Indigenous flag there as well. They're at the clue. Jesus Christ, they're right up the top of the Intuit Dome. But good on them. Flying, quite literally flying the flag. Oh, and then a picture of hugging Jingles mural, which is just lovely. All right, let's do some game previews very quickly. Game previews for the weekend ahead. Let's do it. Saturday, we've got Cleveland at Charlotte. They're going to kill Charlotte. They just are. The Hornets are barely a team. They could start Ty Jerome. They'd still win this by 1 million. Toronto host Utah. That's a fascinating one. The tankathon continues. Toronto lost Grady Dick to an injury the other day. Utah, though, don't have a bunch of their dudes back still after their tankathon the other day. So I'm still going to go Toronto at home, -5.5. They've got just a little bit too much talent, and they're pretty good at home. Memphis go to Dallas. Dallas, as I mentioned, they've got 7 dudes. Give me the Grizzlies. -9.5. Do not care. You can make that super high. They're going to lose by 20. Minnesota go to Miami. Fascinating game. I'm going to go the Heat +4.5. The Wolves, solid. The Heat, like, if Tyler Hero comes back and actually plays in this one, he and Bam at home should be too good for the Wolves, I reckon. So keep an eye on that. If Hero plays, we're going Miami. Portland OKC. Randomly, OKC is only a -1.5 favorite in this game, which tells me that SJ is maybe not playing. So let's have a look at that one. Because, 1.5 just seems a bit weird. He might have already been ruled out. Maybe. No, can't really see anything. Anyway, but yeah, if SGA plays, we're just going to go the Thunder. It's weird. Phoenix +7.5 in Suns in 4. Suns in 4 against the Nuggets. I actually don't mind Phoenix +7.5. Just in Denver, a bit tricky, but the Suns will always step up against the Nuggets. So I'll give me the +7.5. Denver might still win that in a close one. Spurs take on the Kings. Kings are 5.5-point favorites. The Spurs, solid of late, but not good enough, I think, against this Kings team. We'll go the Kings. And then the Knicks on a back-to-back play the Clippers, the double LA game. I'll go the Knicks +3.5, just because that Clippers fade out the other day really worried me. Kawhi probably plays this one, but I don't know. I'm going to go the Knicks +3.5. Wait, the Clippers faded out against the Suns and then bounced back and got another win, but I don't know. The Knicks are just solid. Sunday, Brooklyn go to Charlotte. I reckon the Hornets could actually win that, which is hilarious. They probably don't want to, but New Orleans go to Houston. We'll probably go the Rockets in that one. Indy go to Atlanta. We'll go Indy. Well, they stay in Atlanta. If Halliburton and Benny M play in that one, we're going to go the Pacers. Washington, Toronto. I'll take Toronto in that in a bit of a tank off. Orlando, Milwaukee. We'll go the Bucks. Orlando just really worry me. Chicago, Miami. We'll go the Heat again. The Bulls. I don't know, man. That game today was crazy. Lakers, Boston. This should be a cracker on Sunday. We're going to go the Celtics at home. I reckon they get Brown back as well, and they just go the old whang bang, but that's going to be an awesome game. Adam Silver is going to love it. Detroit to Golden State. We are going to go the Golden State Warriors at home. And then Monday, Denver at OKC, an absolute ripper. We'll go the Thunder in that one. Phoenix, Dallas. I reckon the Suns can win that too. Memphis and New Orleans. Go the Grizzlies. Philly hosting Utah. We'll go the Sixers in that one randomly. Cleveland at Milwaukee. Reckon the Cavs get that. Spurs, Minnesota. We'll go the Wolves. Detroit, Portland. Pistons, Sacramento Clippers. And that's it. We'll go the Kings. You can follow along all those picks at Dabble, of course. All the vibes every single day. We'll be banging all of those up there so you can follow along. Make sure you click on the link in the show description or on the socials as well. In the IG, Facey Stories, or just under the things. Get around it. Keep this pirate ship afloat. That's it for the week. And we'll catch you. We'll do a Monday show. We'll be down the beach, but we'll do a quick one. We'll probably do it early Monday just to get it knocked over and just wrap up Saturday and Sunday for you. But make sure you're following NBA Straya across all the socials. Facey, Twitter, IG, TikTok, YouTube. Get around NFL Australia as well. Myself and Gaz doing the Super Bowl wrap. We'll do a off-season preview and draft stuff pretty soon too. Rate, review it on your Apple Podcast, your Spotify, YouTube, whatever app you use on your Android phone. It does help. Get around everything else as well. From Oslo, they're the band behind the intro and outro song. House Hats, Joshua Delarantis, Fascinated, Gold Mines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sex Jedi, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear on the show. Smash them all at Bandcamp, Triple J Nerf, Facey, Apple Music, Spotify. Remember, NBA Australia Sports Australian Band. So should you have a great long weekend? I'm going to go run and pick up some squids and head down the beach. I'll speak to you on Monday, you dickheads. Have a great weekend. It's NBA Straya saying, look after yourselves, would ya? And little hoosiers!